Hey, how's it going? Happy Friday. We're going to get things set up here. Just get a few things set up here. The plan for today is we're going to go through our software engineering 2026 expectations, what things you need to know as a software engineer. And when I'm ready, I'll start a presentation segment where I'll just focus directly on presenting. We'll have minimal focus on chat going forward. I'm just going to kind of look through this really quick and see, kind of the things that I want to pull out during the presentation, and different like patterns and strategies that work well. Let's see here, create PR. I'm just reading through some of this really quick. And then, like common practices and rules. Obviously, this is about AI, right? We're talking about artificial intelligence, code generation, that sort of thing. And so that is that's what we'll be presenting today. We'll be doing it in such a way that I'm going to be recording it, and I will be using this internally at my company, so that way everyone knows, hey, this is the things that we want to know. Also, it's not just AI. Well, there's a few other things internal to the company that I would like to see more adoption of Rust. Obviously, we do a lot of Rust already. We've seen phenomenal improvements, and always a great win when we have Rust released. Either we're upgrading a component, we're releasing a new component. It's always been fantastic, and I want to repeat that. I want to keep that fantastic. I want to keep it. That's what I want to do. I like it. I like it a lot. So let's just kind of walk through this really quick, and then let's see here real quick. 1 second. Just looking through a few items here. 1 second. I see that it is. It's a thing. Hey, just a random. How's it going? Hi. Good to see you. You know what? I am. You're first. Yeah. Although because a button that I clicked didn't click properly. It seems like. 1 second. And so, I was clicking the wrong. That's why. Okay, I was on the wrong one. Hey, everyone. Sorry, missed your chats. I didn't see your chats because I was in the wrong window. I was in the wrong window. Good to see you. Hey, hello, sir. Karmu, good to see you. Raj, good to see you. Do you remember me? Hi, Bubble Bear. Hello, Bubble Bear. Kevin McAllister. Hey, RG, good to see you. Happy New Year. Wishing you the best year of your life. Thank you. I just missed your messages because I was in the wrong thing. Apologize about that. Let me see. That one's live. This one's not. Let me delete. I have to delete a thing. Hold on. I have to do a thing. I was like, where is it? Where is everybody? Where are you all at? You were in the other different chat, a chat window. All right. So let me see here. Click that button, more actions, and then delete forever. Delete forever. There we go. Would you also talk about learning? This would be using AI in production code, right? Yes. AI in production, AI, software engineering, sort of the expectation of what you would need to know as a software engineer in 2026. Obviously, a lot of it's AI. And I'm taking it from the perspective of, CTO at PubNub, what I would like everyone at the company to know. And, it's kind of like the whole world, really. If you're in your software engineering, you're at the point where these are things that you should probably know. And the good part is you probably already know a lot of it. You probably already do. Best career options in 2026, tech field. You would be interested in security, right? Security, penetration testing. Those are still very, very, very up and coming and new, especially now that we've got all this code generation happening. There's a lot of code generation, and not a lot of it is secure. We need more security than ever. So I think that's a big part of it. Happy Friday to you, Bobo Bear. Thank you. Thank you. So let me see. Let me get my chat window up in here. Let's see here. Okay. Good. Hey, Torva. Good to see you. Hey, Savon. Welcome on in. Happy to have you guys here. Are we live? We are. We're live now. I was clicking on some other buttons and I didn't click the right one apparently. And then I didn't see all your chats there for a moment. Sorry about that. Okay. So everyone here, the plan is I'm going to get prepared to make a presentation for my company, for the engineering team, for expectations in software engineering for 2026. And it's all right here. It's all right here. And it's all on GitHub right now. It's public. We posted the link on Discord. I had some pretty pictures. For us. You can't win if you don't play till you had already won where one person see you working every day. Every day. You got it. Every day. Oh, cool. Got confused for a moment. Me too. I did too. I was like, what's going on? Link for the README in video. Yeah, absolutely. Link is in our Discord. It is in our Discord. So I do believe it is in the free resources section here. Or well, it used to be. I changed it to called Link Share. I changed it over here to called Link Share. It will be around. Well, you know what? I'll post it again because I don't see it right now. Here, I'll post it again. All right, it is in our Discord channel. There you go. It's pretty long. And I don't want to record like a massive presentation on this. I want to go over like a few important items and I'll scroll through it pretty quick. So I'm just going to get ready for the presentation here. And then once I get started on the presentation, I might not pay so much attention to chat because I'm trying to make it as an internal company item in the presentation section. Oh, so let's see here. All right. Work trees are interesting because now with a work tree, this is neat. This is a neat practice. You can concurrently work on the same repository with multiple code agents all at once, right? So you could have this Claude open here, and then you can open up another Claude, right? You can open up a second Claude window if you wanted. Right there. And then you can also work on that. So if you had a bunch of tickets, you could simultaneously work on the same code base. I mean, not you working, right? You're having the AI work on it for you. Isn't that great? 2026 expectations. So that's why I wanted to add in the work tree concepts. Some prompting guidelines. State what you want and not how to think about it. That's pretty neat. One task. This is an important item right here. It's my favorite item. If we're talking about interacting with these AIs, working on one task, one prompt, and keeping things narrow. So a very, very specific item, right? Keep things specific and targeted. Otherwise, you're sort of opening it up for interpretation, and then the AI will start doing things that you might not want it to do, which is fine, maybe. You don't know. It could be good or it could be bad. It's like rolling the dice. You'll come tomorrow as usual. Good night. All right, just a random. Thank you. Sounds good, random learner. Have a good night. Have a good day. Good day for you. Good night for you. How much AI was used to write this AI presentation, asking people to use AI to build AI in production software? I know, Kevin McAllister. I know. Here's the good news. So yesterday, we wrote the majority of it. By hand, we wrote what we were intending. So we did write. So as you can see here, here. So we wrote a lot of it. And then we had the AI come back and reformat it, redigest it, edit it, reread it, re-edit, edit, reread, edit again, add more into it. So we did do some of our own, really, although at the same time, I know, right? We had to use AI. If we didn't use AI for this, then we wouldn't be practicing what we preach, right? We wouldn't be practicing what we preach. So I think that's an important item. We did that. Kevin, you let it create those nice mermaid diagrams. Yeah, neat, Steven. You've got the hang of it. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. The mermaid diagrams. So you saw some in here, right? We'll scroll around here. So there's mermaid diagram right here. And then I also had it create some images. And then I add that to the repository as well. So that's also in a repository. So if you click here, I also had some images.py. Of course, obviously I had the AI write that. And then the AI also wrote, wait, was it this? Yes, images.md. And so I created a segment of images. The images.py will load this markdown file and then create one image for each of the segments. I thought that was pretty clever. I've got 2 blog posts that are good on how to work with AI. Paste it in Discord. Nice. Savon, thank you. That's great. Good resources. AI is an excellent repeater. It is. It repeats. I can't wait until I can be used in carpentry. Yeah. Someday, like in the physical world, we are going to get robots. They are starting to move around. They're starting to wake up, right? They're waking up right now. I think that's the best way to do it. Yeah. I think so too. I like it. I like this approach. All right. So we've got some major segments here. That's very cool. Image generation. Yep. From a markdown prompt, you got it. You got it, right? So these are all the images, and they're also in the images directory. So they're around here. So we got some more images in here. So yeah, right. Some general, like, overall. This is the skills superpowers that Sivan was talking about. That is a good, just kind of primer, I think, when working with AI code generators. Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. So what was there another pretty image in here somewhere? I like looking at the images. Okay. Oh, right. RAG architecture. We don't need to go necessarily through RAG architecture. I'll sort of graze through it. I'll blaze through it. Hey, SAQ3000, good to see you. Happy Friday. Welcome on in. People are using it already to design parts and control 3D printers. They certainly are. It's made its way into the real world, everyone. It's already here. It's starting to wiggle. It's starting to wiggle around. That means in the physical world. All right, so I have a whole bunch of examples. Model context protocol. We'll walk through that. And MCP agent to agent, which when you're making your own agent, which I think is very important, when you're automating processes in a business, you want to implement an agent to do this this day. That is the new modern approach for automation within the enterprise industry. The good news is everything needs to be re-automated in the agent approach, where you've got an agent that's well-defined and it has tools, it might have some MCPs, and it has all these capabilities. And then agent to agent allows those selective agents to then work with each other, right? So you can have a whole bunch of different agents collaborating together. I think that's a neat design pattern. And then you can merge together agent and MCP together. So each agent has its collection of MCPs and its capabilities, and then other agents will know about all the other agents and what their capabilities are. They can work together. It's a pretty neat pattern. Although, in some way, you can kind of think of this as a nice way to segment. It's kind of like microservices architecture. It's a very similar pattern where you're creating an agent that has the capability to do something. You might have a microservice that has a narrow focus and is very good at doing a thing, and that you're able to scale it independently on its own. I think that's pretty neat. Steven, can you quickly check I saw your SAQ3000. I knew you were going to come up with something with, what is it? IQ Loop Coder V1. It's a new and great coder. They say, heard about it. I have not. iQuest Loop Coder. IQUEST Loop Coder V1. All right, let's check it out. All right. Any tried iQuest Loader 40 billion looks good. Where do we have, is this it? Adjust training loop architecture unlocks much higher performance, reaching, how is it? Is this it right here? A new generation of code, large language models for software engineering and competitive programming. And it's also got the 40 billion loop. So it sounds like you want this one right here, right? That's the one it sounds like. SAQ3000. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you. Sounds like we're working with Crew AI. The Jam. I've not heard of Crew AI. What is this? What is Crew AI? This is pretty neat. Code flow training, multi-stage, strong reasoning, dual post training paths, loop architecture, which sounds like this is the new thing right here. What is this? It's open source, be locally installed. Nice. That's fantastic. With loop architecture, compared to models with similar compute costs, HBM and key value cache overhead are significantly reduced while throughput is greatly improved. The more we know. At Pubnub, do you guys have an automated Jira to agent product manager to sub-agent senior to sub-agent junior? We've tried this before, Pipeline, and tried to solve tickets. Yep, we've tried that, and it kind of works. We're not set up in a way where it automates it enough. It does exactly what you were describing, a group of agents that work together. Oh, Crew AI. That makes sense. Yes, okay. The Jam, got it. Understood. Yeah, agent to agent versus Crew AI. Got it. So agent to agent is the open source protocol that Google released that allows you to sort of list and have an inventory of agents, and all the other agents are able to communicate with them. Each agent has a card that defines and advertises its capabilities. There's a lookup protocol that an agent can say, hey, I need an agent that can maybe do some other things. What are all the agent's capabilities out there? And then it can call to that agent, get the artifact, receive the artifact, and then proceed onward. That's what agent to agent is. And then crew AI, I don't know what it's about, but I assume it's something very similar. I assume it's similar. Some of your friends and companies where they work are trying that. Still needs human code review. It is, yeah. It's still, I think, this is like, check this out. I'm pretty sure, Kevin McAllister, we could fully automate that workflow and it can be in such a way that it would work really well. We just need to figure out the best pattern, approach, constraints, and the architecture in order to get that set up. I'm pretty sure we can get very close, if not nearly perfect. We just have to set it up. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but not at all. Collaborate. Oh, wait. So they collaborate. I'll have to check it out. There's so many frameworks that do that. There are, right? There's a lot of frameworks. Most even created for beginners that teach idiomatic Python through building agents. Links in the Discord. Nice, Savon. Thank you. Hey, Sate4y. How's it going, Sate4y? Happy Friday. What can we use the Fibonacci sequence that takes the two neighboring numbers and adds them together in programming? You're talking about like recursion? What do you mean? What are you Sate4y? What's your question? Neighboring numbers and adds them together in programming? What can we use the Fibonacci? Are you saying like, what is the point of the Fibonacci sequence? I think it's more, I don't know if we necessarily use it every day. I don't at all. I don't even know if I've ever used it for anything in my life. So I don't know if it's like worthwhile. It's a nice sort of pattern to be aware of. And it is a, something that you can learn a pattern from. So it's maybe a toy algorithm. Don't get me wrong. There might be real uses for it. I don't know any. Yeah, I think so too. Fine tuning on previous commits might help too. Nice. All right. Okay. Yo, how's it going? Kartik. Hey, Kartik, how's it going? Yo! Fibonacci sequence is good for fractal art. Right? Yeah. It's a good, right? So you can make pretty graphics. You can make some pretty graphics with it. Infinite graphics on like zoom way in and make all the pretty flowery random like shapes and puzzle. That's it. It is pretty neat. All right. So the plan for today, for those who are here, who just got here, we are going over the software engineering expectations in 2026. We last stream yesterday, we wrote this document. We wrote like the bulk of the understanding of the meaning. Hey, great content, Stephen. Keep doing this. Thanks for sharing. Hey, Martin, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Happy you're here. The plan is this, we're going to get ready to do a presentation. So when I start the presentation, I might not read chat too much because I'm going to actually take the video. I'm going to take the video and release it internally at my company. And this will be part of it. I'm also going to take this article, put it on our wiki, and just things that we need to know as software engineers in 2026. Sort of what are the expectations? I think the big one is, let me see if I can scroll down to it and see if I can find it anymore. All right, where is it? The AI writes the code and reads code. Read. Here we go. Read. I might need to update this to include some of my original, because I had AI like rewrite some of this and it rewrote quite a bit. And so some of the things I wanted to present are not in the spot that I wanted to present it in. Something about the golden ratio. 1.68. I remember that. Eventually hits the limit or something like that. In the geometry, it does produce the golden ratio. Does it? Really? The Fibonacci sequence. I didn't know that. That is good. I don't know if it's good to know. I used to be like religious about the golden ratio. I would make everything I did, all my buttons would be shaped in the golden ratio. All my user interfaces, all golden ratio. I used to be so focused on that. Everything, boxes, divs, containers, everything. Steven, I found a cool idea. Heard about the lightning, how the lightning is produced in nature. So-called ions, right? The so-called ions, they can be generated and controlled via magnetic field, and so they're called the ionosphere. Hey, Connor. Connor, thank you for subscribing. Hey, welcome on in. All right, so if you're not familiar with the channel, my name is Stephen Blum, CTO at PubNub. We've raised 134 million. We're in our Series E. We have over 1 billion connected devices, 68 patent claims that have already been granted to us. We connect devices with a global communication network. In-app communication is present in all the top 10 apps in the App Store. We power this. This is what we provide. What types of experiences like on-demand food delivery, collaborative experiences, right? When you're working together, multiplayer games, and a whole bunch of different things. Internet of Things. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff we do. It is great to have you here. This channel, specifically, we're talking about software engineering today. Usually we do artificial intelligence and we write code live on stream. That's what we do. It's good to have you here. SAQ 3000, I saw the message and I still see it. And I'm going to read back through it again. You're talking about magnetic fields and ionospheres, which is kind of random. It's kind of what I expect. SAQ 3000, you usually kind of say, hey, there's some interesting like physical real world stuff. And I'm always talking about abstract things. And you're like, check this out. Have you heard about space science, like gravity and like anti-gravity, wormholes? It is fun to talk about that stuff. It is. It's a lot of fun. I don't know more though about kind of what you're describing other than, I don't know, the lightning from a perspective. I don't know what you were headed for there. I'm not sure what you were headed for. All right, so I do want to update this. Let's see. All right, expectations. I want like a quick set of expectations. So general expectations. One. AI writes code. Yeah. Whoa. So I'm using AI right now, right? Okay. AI money writes the code, and then hold on. Here it is. Architect plan AI review. Okay. AI writes code. You own it. Some repeating there. Okay. AI reads the code. I think this is better. Let's keep things high level. General expectations for SE, SWE in 2026. Okay. Looks good. And then we increment that. Okay. AI writes the code. AI reads the code. And this second line, not everyone always kind of thinks about that one, I think. Usually they say, oh, the AI will generate the code for me, and you're off to the races. You can also have the AI go back and read the code and make changes. And that multi-pass approach, very beneficial. I think it's very beneficial because you can ask, say, hey, is it possible that everything was implemented in the right way? Does the code that you're currently reading include the feature set that I was trying to implement with the code generator? And you can ask the AI to go back and double check. And sometimes it catches an error. So it's neat to see that. Also, you can ask the AI to reduce the code. So reread the code, find ways to eliminate maybe some flowery, like over-engineered section and have it reduce code. So that's another approach with the reading that I wanted to add in. Use Rust. All right. So this is the themes here. This is the themes. And I do have a meeting at the top of the hour, so I would like to sort of start getting started here on the presentation. I don't think it's going to take me more than maybe 10 minutes. If it goes for more than 10 minutes, then I will have to re-record it next. Last week, Japanese scientists placed explosives at the bottom of the lake Ness to try to blow Nessie out of the water. Did they? Are you serious? I don't know about that. I don't know. That sounds like fiction. It sounds fiction to me. Will the code account for X? That's why it's beneficial to also know the code. There is also, that is also a very important part. So I'll be covering some of that as well. Still on that doc? Yeah, so Neva, good news. We're basically done with it. Now I'm just going to, during our live stream, I'm going to be recording a presentation so that way I can release this doc internally. AI creates new code language in 2026 that is more efficient. I've heard about this. I've heard about it, and it's not only in 2026, but previously, in previous years, it's done it. Get to work. Come on, we're still on. All right, sounds good to me. Okay, so I'm going to commit this really quick. Close that, get status, get commit. Added intro updates. Push origin main. Okay. JK, you love it? Hey, we're making our way. We're making our way. It's going to happen. All right. So I am interested in right here. Let's update this. All right. General expectations. If we were to boil down this document, it really comes down to these things right here. This is the critical items. AI writes the code. AI reads the code. Used Rust. That's my theme for 2026. That's my theme. I'm just joining. What's the doc? Thank you for the likes and hearts, you guys. See little floaty heart icons there. Good to have you. So 97 Arnold, we are going to be covering a presentation that I'm about to get started recording here called Software Engineering in 2026, right? Software Engineering 2026. Mostly the expectations for software engineering, not only at my company internally, everywhere. I think this is going to be the expectations everywhere. Also, we're going to talk about a few items to bring up expectations about what the technology is capable of, especially when it comes to seasoned senior engineering compared to someone who's not in engineering at all, and what the differences are. Yep, there you go. At PubNub, you got it, Torva. You got it. All right, so let's see if we can get started here. Thank you for the likes, you guys. All right, I'm probably going to be focusing a little bit on the presentation itself, and then I'm going to clip this part of it and then release it internally. How's it going, Bang? 6118 into you. Good to see you. Welcome on in. Thank you for the likes, you guys. Okay. We need like a... How far are we in? All right, we're at 27 minutes. We're at 27 minutes. Bang 6118. Hello. Good to see you. All right. So in 2026, software engineering has a set of expectations. You need to know how to use AI very well. We're going to review this document that I wrote. Obviously, you can use AI for more than just writing code. You can have it write your docs, write your test, your code, have it work, execute commands for you. If you're on your terminal window, you can actually ask the AI to run the commands for you. You could also have it create presentations, create images, and even write whole articles for you. This is something that obviously I did as well. There is a lot of my own, effort on top of this. We're going to walk through that. So let's see here. Let's dive in. I'm not going to cover 100% of this document. We're going to glaze over most of it. You can use it as a reference. There's things in here that you might not even known about. You might not even have known about it. Let's walk through it. So I'll do a little bit of reading here. We'll walk through this. So in 2026, software engineering has fundamentally changed. AI agents write the code, and then you direct the AI. You review and ship the code. This guide provides practical workflows, prompting techniques, and best practices to thrive as a director of agents, the engineering skill set for 2026. I like this rule. It's a really, really important rule. If you're just kind of getting into it, or if you're getting started, you probably have realized that it doesn't always give you what you want. The critical item that I've found that pretty much always works, like one shot, easy. Keep it simple, keep it short, keep it direct. The verbosity is usually a problem. The flowery language, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Check this out. Let's show you what here's a good prompt. Fix the null check in auth TypeScript line 42. Perfect. That's it right there. That beats, hey, I was wondering if you could take a look at the authentication code and maybe fix any issues you might find, right? Because that's like very vague. It's vague. And as a software engineer, you have the skills and understanding of the code base to be able to target exactly where the AI should be focusing its time on. If you use prompts like this, you're going to have varied results. And we don't want to run into those situations. So at PubNub, right? We're at PubNub now. We've been using generative coding for a while. A lot of us have been using it. We've got mixed results. Good news is it's very, very good now. It's gotten fantastic. It's very good. It changed our landscape dramatically. At PubNub, new tools and techniques have become expected knowledge for software engineering in 2026. So now in 2026, we need this. It is expected. You need to know these things. The knowledge is expected for engineers, and you will succeed in 2026 knowing this. It's a whole new set of skills. We'll be walking through them. It might not be exactly some of the things you already know, some things you won't. So we'll see if we can get into them. Let's see if we can get them. The general scope here is AI writes the code, AI reads the code. The second one we might not have even done before. The AI reading the code can go back and check to see the work that it produced was exactly what you wanted it to do. You can have validation steps. Go back, ask it to recheck it again. See if it can reduce the code. That's one of my favorite ones. Hey, we need to reduce the code on this function. It is verbose. It takes up 100 lines of code, and it really only needs to take up 10 lines of code, right? Those sorts of things. Also, this is not just about AI at PubNub. It's also, let's use the best technology for our scale. We've already got 1 billion connected devices on our network, which is a lot. Every time we've released an upgrade of our component, of our infrastructure with Rust, we've seen phenomenal benefits. 5x improvements on performance, memory improvements, concurrency improvements. Problems that we used to have with the existing software stacks are no longer there just because of how powerful the Rust compiler is for us. It prepares all of our problems that we might run into in production upfront at compile time. Concurrency safety, when memory safety. Fantastic. And it's the speed of C, nearly the speed of C, which is what we need at our scale. It's massive. We have a huge scale. We need to use Rust. So when we're creating a new project or looking to rewrite a new project, I expect Rust to be the number one item on the list. It is absolutely critical, especially at our scale. So I'm going to walk through some of the technical topics that will be covered in this document. So we've got AI tools. You're probably already familiar with AI tools: Claude Code, subagents, background agents, skills, and hooks. MCPs, A2A, LSPs, LangChain, LangGraph, Claude Code Agent, Agent SDKs, those sorts of things. LangFuse, LangSmith, OpenTelemetry, observability, right? If we're going to get into retrieval augmented generation embeddings, we could also do those things. Not necessarily needed as a coding agent in coding in day-to-day. However, it might be necessary depending on the size of the code base or what are the documentation that we're currently attempting to inject into the code generator in the context window. We'll go through security, prompt optimization, and use Rust language. Use Rust, TypeScript, and with Python, you can Python is a loosely typed language, which allows you to define types, and then you can also use linters on top of that to find errors and problems. Let's go through. All right, so if we're going to cheat and we want to go through just the basics, and we don't need to go any further than the best tips and tricks. This is the way, right here, the best tips and tricks. All right, so we want the best possible outcome when we're prompting with these coding agents. We want to prompt with one task per prompt. It needs to be a narrow task, very focused, lightweight, no giant, widespread, large brushstrokes. You will find that often those large brushstrokes will bring in a whole bunch of extra things that you might not have wanted, and it might not give you the things that you really did want. So as a software engineer, you're able to prompt these AI agents, the coding agents for you, to get exactly what you're looking for. So let's keep the prompts short, clean, and off you go. Short, descript prompts, right? I'm saying it again, less ambiguous is faster and cheaper. This is critical because if you give a large brushstroke again, it means you have to go back, you have to re-edit it, you have to delete some things that it came up with in the first place that you never wanted. State the outcome only. What is your goal? What is your intent? What are you looking for? Add a login button, not first analyze and then, unless you're planning, right? There's different modes, right? We can talk about modes later. We'll talk about different modes and things like context memory expands tremendously in 2026. 10 million plus context windows is going to be amazing. It will be. Yeah. It will be. Let's see. Get work treats. All right. So this is neat. This is a neat one. Did I skip over some things here? Let's see here. Follow patterns in. Okay. So we can work through that later. This is later on. And with constraints, this is also a neat pattern that's actually really powerful. You might not have done this before. You can end with constraints. You can say, I want you to build this feature, upgrade it, and focus on this part of the code right here. The constraints, I want it to be less than 50 lines of code and no new dependencies. Do not import any new packages. That is a really good constraint. That's a really good constraint. I like that one. The no new dependencies, which you shouldn't have to always say. You can use an MD file. There's ways to enforce that with the agent, although sometimes you might want it to bring in a new dependency. You never know. All right, so a Git work tree allows you to use parallel sessions. So if you use a Git work tree, you can essentially take your code repository and then essentially create another directory, which is a copy of it, and then you can ask one Claude agent to work on one task over here. Then you open up another Claude agent, have it work on that task, and do a third Claude agent, and then you can sort of rotate between them as it's going through things. Another item that I recommend is clearing frequently. Every time you have it implement a task and feature, you might have a few follow-up items. You don't need to clear then. After you're done, make sure to run clear so that way you start with a fresh context. It seems like these models, even still today in 2026, all the information that gets attended in the context window is at the beginning. And if you keep piling on, it often can start diverging and forgetting things. So you need to keep everything short, light, and clean. Short, light, and clean. Let's see here. So what else we got? There's also sub agents, which is you could use. You can have a sub agent run off, go do a parallel task or a subordinate task, come back, and then it keeps your main context window clean. It's possible that you could do that. You might have a common task like security review, code reduction agent. You can have these agents go back without any of the context of the main agent and then have it review to see if there's anything that can be reduced. These are really good patterns. It's one of my favorite patterns. If you've not tried this yet, always ask the agent to go back and reduce the code, especially if you think that it could be reduced. I think that's a really powerful one. There's some cost-saving items here. We don't need to really go through those. Use the best model that you have. We have full access to AWS Bedrock. Let's make sure that we're using it and use the best available model there. So that way we get the best possible quality output. Otherwise, you might be wasting time on quality output that you have to go back and check and validate. Yes, you have to do a little bit of that. It's better if we just using the best possible AI. Make sure to add a security review. You might use a common command. You can create your own commands. You can create your own subagents that go back and review the code. Make sure security is covered. That's a really critical item. Make sure that we've got, performance, bench tests. We make sure enough unit tests are available. You can also use a test-driven development approach. That is also great. There are some productivity multipliers that we can use. Let the AI write the prompts. That's a neat one. Have you tried that? You might not have tried that one. I actually kind of like that. Sometime there might be a task that requires you to really review a lot. And you might not want to do that full dive. One of the items at the very beginning here was talking about having the AI to read the code. This is one of those moments. This is absolutely one of those moments. Ask the AI to read the code, read your objective outcome, say like a Jira ticket or something like that, add a little bit of extra detail to it, and then ask the AI to write a prompt for you that would go and be able to execute that command. This is also, there's a plan mode. There's different modes that you can run, say, and so here, for example, in Claude, you can go into plan mode. This plan mode right here that you see on the screen. Plan mode says, hey, we're not going to actually execute or do anything. We're just going to look, read, understand the requirements, and then make a plan of execution. I really like that one. That's a good one, especially when it's a little bit of a larger task. Yes, you can do the larger tasks. Plan mode is great for those situations. AI is excellent in writing its prompts. It does. You do it all the time. Nice. You do it all the time. Automate everything. This one is also huge. This is one that I forgot that you could do. It took me a year to figure this out. A little too long. Have AI do all your work. Have it do everything. Documents, diagrams, commit messages, PR descriptions, presentations. You can have it write everything. Obviously, you need to prepare the prompt with exactly your intents and desires up front. You might want to pre-write a rough draft outline of what you're doing. That's what I did with this document. Yesterday, I spent about 2 hours getting a rough document ready to go. Then I had the AI rewrite it, format it, make it look good, add a few missing details, make sure that the spelling was correct, and it did. It did wonders. It would have taken me an additional 2 hours to really go through and make all the same level of outcomes. It's great. It's great for that. The number one rule, even if 1% chance a skill applies, invoke it. See, now here we go. This is a good example. This is a good example of having an AI do some work for you, and then you having to go back and check. I'm not exactly sure what happened here. What that was. You call it seeding. The best way to work with AI is to, so the best way to work with AI, get everything prepared up front. All the context that's necessary, all your objectives and your outcomes, get all that into a document. Prepare it up front, and then create a plan with the plan mode, and then you can execute. And that's what I did with this. That's what I did with this document as well. All right. So let's skip on forward to the quick start. Actually, before we go any further with the tutorial, I want to walk through some of the images that we generated here. We had an AI generate. Let's walk through that. The big one I want to walk through is this productivity paradox. This is a good one. All right, check this out. We were talking about this yesterday. The AI productivity paradox. If you are a non-software engineer and you use a coding agent to write code for you, your productivity has improved 10,000%. You think it's magic. You think it's the best thing in the world. You didn't know how good you could be at software engineering because these coding agents really take you from zero to infinity. It's like magic. It's amazing. It's phenomenal. And if you are an existing engineer, then you don't see the same level. Yeah, you've been hearing people say, "Hey, you must use AI. It's amazing. It does everything. It's fantastic." Now, of course, we've been talking like that already during this presentation. However, we do need to step back for a second and realize that you've already been a fantastic software engineer. You've cultivated your skills over the years. You're amazing. You've done fantastic jobs, and you are very fast and efficient at your job. You know exactly what needs to be done, what code needs to be updated, and all the constraints and requirements, libraries, and security practices. You are able to achieve a lot without these coding agents. However, you still do get a boost. They are pretty good. They write the code for you. As long as you take all of your ambitions and aspirations and then define those in the prompt, the AI is actually pretty good at following your instruction as long as you are very specific about what you want it to achieve. This, of course, means that you're really only personally seeing a smaller boost compared to someone who is saying, "It's amazing, it's the best thing in the world." It's because they're not really a software engineer. They might have been doing software engineering in the past. They might have, written some code and they did okay, right? They might have been okay at it. And it's very different now that the AI can do that, right? So 10 years, 20 years ago, when they were very good at code, and now it takes a long time for them to write code on their own. And when they see AI do this for them, it is just magic. It's magic. It's amazing. So just keep it, just sort of like an expectation setting. Yes, these AIs, they are not going to increase your productivity as much as they are others. However, it will still increase your productivity. It is still a very pleasant experience. That is, and expectations of juniors, that's actually a pretty good question. And you definitely still want to use these tools. You will probably also get a much greater productivity boost using generative coding as a junior engineer. There are a lot of patterns and practices that exist in the production enterprise work environment that are never taught in educational institutions. It's just a different experience. These AIs are actually very good at implementing the majority, if not all, of the expected patterns for the real world that you just don't get in an educational institution. So definitely use the AI, whether you're a super expert and you're fantastic, super senior engineer, you've been doing this for 30 years or more, it will still boost your productivity. It will. I've seen similar. It's a pretty good experience. It takes a while to learn. The expectation for 2026. That is the expectation for 2026. All right, let's walk through a little bit more of this, and then we'll be wrapping up here. Let's see. So not only software engineering, writing code, but we should have it do everything. Get good at having these tools do all of the work for you. Writing the documents, writing diagrams, presentations, creating images, API specs, test data, having it generate data for you. You can even ask it to do database migrations, have it write your PRs, descriptions, release notes, have it update your run books, meeting notes, email and Slack, have it do everything. And once you get good at that, you'll start realizing that you are increasing your productivity quite dramatically, quite a lot. Automation mindset. Before, I need to write a document for this API. After, generate open API spec for the code and create a markdown file docs for the spec. Right? That's a simple prompt. And that's a very simple, clean, short prompt. And it will exactly do it. It will do it. It'll actually work. It'll actually work. Before, let's do another before and after. I need to make a diagram of this architecture. Oh, doesn't that sound like a pain? I don't really want to make a diagram. I mean, I kind of do, but not really. I kind of do, but not really. Read the infrastructure code and generate a mermaid diagram. There you go. That's all you have to do. Look at how few letters you had to type here to have an AI do this for you. Isn't that great? Added PR review by an AI. Yes, we do that as well. We also have pull requests reviewed by AI, and it does okay. It might catch a few things. However, we haven't seen fantastic results. We, instead of using something like, we've been using GitHub Copilot and PR Reviewer, which does sort of okay, but not great. What you want to do instead, use the CLI, use Claude Code to sort of do that review for you. It does a lot better. It does a lot better than the embedded GitHub Copilot PR code reviewer. We've seen that. That's a good advice. That's some good advice. Before, I need to prepare some slides for the team meeting. You thought you had to do all that work? Nope. Summarize this week's PR and generate a presentation with the key changes. Isn't that a lot better? Isn't that a lot better? And then you can also ask the AI to generate images for you. And you can do that as well. And that's what we did here. It's like we had to generate image. So this is a good workflow. Prompt, review, secure, reduce, test, repeat. Just go through this cycle. Go through this cycle. It's a good cycle. A good cycle. Let's see. Repeat expectation for juniors, especially for your company, since they are not fully accustomed to software engineering environment. You mean they shouldn't learn more than prompting? Yes. I would say that prompting is a big item. Absolutely. What is the difference between command line interface and an IDE? The CLI or a TUI, right, a terminal user interface, it's gonna be focused on just keystrokes and very little mouse input, very much focusing just on text in the terminal. A IDE will have a whole bunch of different components. You'll have a text, you'll have a file tree, you'll have maybe a compile window, a dedicated built-in terminal window. That's an IDE. It's sort of a all-in-one environment. My environment is the IDE, is the like Vim, Claude Code, Terminal, and Tmux. That's my environment. That's the way I program. Interesting to find in good identifying security issues. Copilot is bad performance. Only use Claude for, for sure. Yes, exactly. Claude is way better. Or you could also try out Codex in Gemini on the CLI. Far better than the built-in Copilot. Far better. Let's see if there's any other items to walk through before we wrap up here. And then I have to go in 2 minutes. I think that was it. So we did a pretty good job on the presentation. I mean, shouldn't you like separate expectations for juniors since they should learn more in the company than just prompting? Yes, Torva, yes. So from a junior perspective, they are expected, every software engineer will be expected to know these things in 2026. They will. Additionally, you also need to know traditional software engineering so you can understand the code, understand the environment, read in the code, understand the architecture, and then it allows you to be more effective when you're actually working with the AI to prompt it to make changes. Stephen, are you using Opus for Bedrock? Yes, we are. That's what we do. That's what we do at PubNub. You got it. Seen on screen? Yep, you got it right there. You saw it right there. Let's see. Oh, right there. AWS Bedrock. You got it. PubNub Inc. right there. Isn't that neat? Isn't it necessary to practice coding with your hand because you're going to get asked to do some live coding rounds? You got it. You got it. It is important. So I do got to get going. I've got 50 seconds and then I got to jump onto a meeting. So it's great to see everyone. We'll be back next week on Monday. We'll start doing some more coding on by hand like Kunstui, like you just described, Kunstui. We need to do coding by hand. I like to keep doing coding by hand because you can atrophy pretty quick by relying on the AI to write all the code for you. And then you sort of forget things. It's easy to atrophy. Don't worry, it does take a few years for you to fully atrophy. Though, just keep things fresh. Keep things fresh. Why not direct endpoints from Anthropic? Curious. This is faster. It's a direct. It's also from a security compliance for us. We do not want to exchange any of our data unless it's running within our infrastructure, within our VPC. So I got to go. Thank you everyone for joining today. We'll be back next week. Join our Discord and thank you for joining today. We'll be back. We'll be doing some coding. We'll get back to live coding on Monday. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.